On this episode, we're polishing off the crystal ball. We're going to get into some of the predictions that have been made by financial experts about when interest rates are going to be cut, and as a result, when home sales are going to explode. This is something you're going to want to hear. Let's go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 311 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brohm, and today we're talking good news. Okay, we're going to get optimistic. We're going to talk about when sales are going to explode and when you should expect your business to explode as well. So here's the thing. I know it's hard right now. I know it's frustrating, but there's seasonality, right? It's almost Christmas time. It always slows down in the winter for most people in most places. It just does. After the beginning of the year, you're going to see some activity pick up, and then spring market is when it really starts to pick up, right? Spring, summer, fall. That's usually how it works traditionally. It's no different this year, but interest rates are super high. Now, what's actually not cool, but worth noting, we're going into an election year. 2024 is an election year. You don't think that the people in power have some influence over what happens with the federal funds rate? You don't think the people that want to be elected or reelected, you don't think they have some influence over interest rate decision making? If you don't, you're naive and you're just wrong. But look, I'm cynical, but that's just the way that it works. I think it's insane to think otherwise. So those that want to get reelected know that they can't do that if the economy is in the shitter. So they're going to do everything they can to juice this thing and bring back activity. That's great for those of you that are waiting for buyers to jump off the sidelines, get back into the game, and sellers to jump off the sidelines and get into the game, and sales to start picking up. But you have to survive until then. I'm going to get into some data here in a minute that shows you from a bunch of different financial institutions exactly when they believe sales are going to explode and by how much. And some of these predictions are freaking mind-boggling. So I'm going to give you the low, the average, and like the most optimistic. The most optimistic is mind-boggling. And if it's even half true, you guys that stick around, that figure out how to survive the next six to 8 months, are going to have the best years of your career. Before we get started, guys, I have a super exciting announcement, something that I put together that I've been working on behind the scenes that I am announcing here today for the first time. I announced it actually on my Instagram story the other day. So if you were following me on Instagram, you may have already had a heads up on this. But for the first time, this is the first time it's really going out. We are launching the Massive Agent Referral Network. And this is really cool because I thought, okay, I'm looking at all these other referral networks, and it's just a bunch of agents that are jumping in, raising their hand. Hey, I'm in that market. Okay, cool. Let's add you to the list. Well, a lot of those agents suck. A lot of those agents don't sell houses, aren't very good at selling houses, and they don't have anything else to do other than scroll social media all day. So they're like, yeah, I'll be on 14 different referral lists. Well, let's go the other way. What if we made sure that everyone who joins and represents a market in our group is actually selling houses? They've actually been in the business long enough to have some experience. And furthermore, let's weed out the unserious agents that just want to join yet another referral network by having some monthly dues, some very affordable, reasonable monthly dues. But it's really going to weed out the most serious, most professional, most knowledgeable agents in the industry. And so we're launching this thing. And if you want to be chosen to represent your market, you need to have been an agent for at least 2 years. And look, I'm going to give you a link here in a second. Actually, I'll give it to you now. You can go there, and it's going to have the information that I have here. Fill it out and apply if you're serious about it. But if you're like, oh, well, I thought it was free. It's not free, right? It's not free. It's not $600 a month. That's for damn sure. But it's not free. And how much it is depends on the market you're in. If you're in a top 20 market, it does cost a little bit more. If not, then it's still extremely reasonable for what we're offering here. But go to massiveagentpodcast.com/referral and fill out the application. Everyone has to apply. We are looking at this manually. We ask for your license number so we can look you up. because we're not going to choose you unless we feel like you're a great person to represent your market. Everyone else in the referral group, quality, the only thing we care about here is quality. The only thing we care about. Once we have quality, that will lead to quantity of referrals, because agents who are experienced, who are actually selling houses, they're going to have referrals to give, not a bunch of jokers that are just willing to pay the dues just to reserve their market and hope that it's the magic bullet. So massiveagentpodcast.com/referral, fill out the application. So those qualifications, again, you have to sell at least one house per month on average. You need to be an agent for at least 2 years. You need to personally, actively be working in the market that you're claiming. Okay. If you're like, well, that's 2 hours away, but I want that market. No, we're not, that's not happening in this group. There's a $50 application fee, or sorry, a $50 startup fee. It costs nothing to apply. If your market's already taken, we'll respond via email and say, hey, we're sorry it's taken. You'll have the chance to be added to a waiting list in case your market opens up in the future. But all of these dues are going towards building a searchable website that's going to be public facing, so consumers and other agents can look for an agent in their market. And this is going to be built out. It's going to go on the Massive Agent Podcast website. And so everyone who's a part of this, everyone who claims a market and represents a market in our referral group will, once we build it out, it's not available. It's not going to be available for the first month, but once we build it out, you have the potential to be seen by agents all around the industry, not just from within the referral network. So more information, go over to massiveagentpodcast.com/referral and apply. There's about 10 to 12 markets that are already claimed. They're already taken because of my Instagram story I did the other day. But right now, get at it. And if you qualify, if you meet the qualifications, we will respond via email and extend you in the invitation to join with a link to do it. All you got to do to start the ball rolling, massiveagentpodcast.com/referral. Okay. Before we talk about the good news, we get optimistic, make sure that you are arming yourself with all the tools possible to be the best agent. That means knowledge. That means wisdom. That means insight. And Keeping Current Matters is the best in the industry for arming agents with knowledge and insights about what is happening, what's about to happen, and what it means to buyers and sellers. That's the key part. You could read all the news stories you want. You could read all the articles you want. But if you don't know how to relate it to your seller clients, what the hell good is it? If you don't know how to relate it to your buyers and your investors, it's not any good. Keeping Current Matters tells you exactly what everything means, and it's a tool you need in your tool belt. You can try it out for free over at trykcm.com/BAM. While you're there, or while we're on the subject of BAM, go to massiveagentpodcast.com/BAMX and check out the BAMX community. It's a group of great entrepreneurial agents all around the country with online courses and trainings. It's an incredible group, very, very inexpensive to be part of. And I believe, based on all the feedback I've received from agents that I know, that I work with, who are part of BAMX, they all swear by it, love it, think it's a great value. Go check it out over on the BAMX website. Now, let's talk about when business is about to explode for you. Make sure that you're doing the daily activities we talked about last week. If you have not yet listened to episode 310, please do. I tell you exactly what you should be doing every single day. And there's not 37 different things. There's 2 things that you need to be focused on every single day. And if you do those over the next 3, 5, 6 months, you're going to be in the position for your business to explode. Your business won't explode if you're not doing the activities that will make it explode. So this conversation is for agents who are building the foundation. You're planting the seeds and you're just waiting for the harvest. You're just waiting for that big rainstorm to water everything and for everything to just pop off. Well, the rainstorm is coming, and rainstorm in a positive way, if you get my analogy. The Federal Reserve is expected to start cutting interest rates sometime in 2024. So if you look at, I'm looking at a Business Insider article. They're quoting research done by ING, research done by UBS, the Swiss bank, by Barclays, and a few others, that it is widely expected by economists that the Fed will begin a significant, they use the word significant, easing cycle, meaning rate cutting, an easing cycle starting in the second quarter of 2024. That means March 1st, right? Between March and the end of June. That's the second quarter. So guys, that's spring market. Right during the spring market, the Fed is going to start cutting interest rates, supposedly. The consensus, if you look at all these different financial institutions and experts and economists, they believe that the Fed will cut interest rates by 100 basis points in 2024. 100 basis points equals 1%, like 1.00% in 2024, and another 1% in 2025. So if rates are 7.2 right now, they'll be 6.2 by the end of the year. By the end of 2025, they'll be 5.2. Okay, now that's average. Let me scroll down here. This is kind of crazy. ING predicts that the Fed will deliver 6 rate cuts next year, amounting to 150 basis points. So 1.5% will be cut in the year 2024. That's significant. UBS, this is the most rosy of them all, the Swiss bank, love their style here. They see and predict more aggressive rate cuts, saying that slow economic growth would drive the Fed to cut rates by 275 basis points by the end of the year. That's 2.75% in 2024. So rates could be cut by almost 3 full percentage points in 2024. That is significant. I don't think it's going to happen nearly that fast, because if that happened, I think inflation would fly back through the roof and they'd have to push pause on the cuts. But we'll see. But the general consensus here by people that this is all they do is all day long they study this stuff and they have connections and they know people, right? And like I said earlier, it's an election year. The Fed is going to be cutting rates. This is going to cause buyer demand to go through the roof. And a lot of your buyers, if they're not already, a lot of your buyers are going to start coming out of the woodwork. They're going to start preparing for next year. Now, if you are truly an advisor and you truly have their best interest at heart, which also strangely has your business's best interest at heart, weird how those two things are aligned, right? Weird, crazy. If you truly have their best interest at heart, you're going to teach them this. You're going to tell them, hey, when the Fed starts cutting rates, which may happen like spring market, second quarter, when that happens, buyers are going to start saying, oh, the time is now. The time is now. And they should, because let's say all of a sudden you wake up tomorrow and the rates are 5.1%. The buyers are going to be running. They're going to be fleeing out of their living rooms into the streets to make offers on houses. They're going to be fleeing. They're going to be driving freaking caravans to the local credit union, for God's sakes, and their local mortgage broker to get pre-approved so they can start throwing offers around on houses. It's going to get crazy if it happens that fast. But as soon as rates start to be cut, it indicates, hey, this is the direction that things are going to go. Buyers are going to jump off the sidelines. The smart ones are going to do it right before this starts happening. The smart ones are going to be doing it now. Because yes, the rates may be a little bit lower, but you're going to have more competition and you're going to be paying more for the house. That's just the way it's going to be. So you as an agent need to be teaching your people this stuff. You need to be teaching them. You need to be telling them, and don't say like, hey, I predict, like me, the random agent. No, use Google it, interest rate cuts 2024, and just start reading some articles and start quoting the research done by the real experts. Grab one of these articles and do a green screen on Instagram or a green screen on TikTok or YouTube Shorts and say, hey, based on this article, all of these experts think this is going to happen. Here's what it means to you if you want to buy a house. Here's what it means to you if you want to be a first-time home buyer next year. Here's what it means to you if you have been wanting to sell your house and downsize. You need to be teaching, because when you teach, people will grasp the concept. When they grasp the concept, they will take action. They're going to feel empowered, and they're going to remember that you empowered them, and they're going to hire you to help them. What is it? 96%? Let's say 92%, whatever the hell the number is. 92% of people still choose to use a real estate agent to buy or sell real estate. So those other 8%, who cares? You have 92 out of 100 people who are willing to hire you. Interesting. So stop telling yourself that this is so hard. Stop telling yourself this is the worst market ever. Stop it. There are agents I know, agents on our team, agents that I personally talk to every single day that are having their best year ever. They are thriving. They're getting more leads than ever. They're getting more business than ever. They're having more conversations than ever. They have multiple closings all the time scheduled on the books. And they're like, I don't know what everyone's talking about because this is incredible. Even right now, it's incredible. But I guess the age old adage, uh, reality is whatever you decide it is. That's a good place to end the show. Get to work, do the things, do the activities, be visible, be making personal contact with the people who already know you, be doing content on social media to reach the people who already know you and new people, grow the audience, continue doing it, continue doing it, continue doing it. And when buyers start to fly off the shelves, when buyers start to jump off the fence and homes start to fly off the shelves, you're going to be prepared because they'll remember you because you have been in front of them the entire time. If you decide to wait till it gets busy to start a YouTube channel, you're screwing yourself. Now, that's still better than not ever doing it, but what if you just started it now and then you were getting leads over the next 6 months and those leads lead to business when it pops off? You get the point. You're not dumb. You get it. You understand it. You just have to make a decision. How are you going to react? And let's just pray and hope, especially if you are already a property owner, that UBS is right and they cut rates 2.75% in 2024. That's fucking bonkers. I can't even imagine what that's going to do to home prices. But as a homeowner, I love it. That sounds nice. I wish I owned 47 more houses or 10,000 more doors, like some of you do. Get to work. Share this episode with somebody who needs it, someone who needs to hear it, who you think would find this valuable. Make sure that if you feel like you would be a great representative to own your market in our brand new Massive Agent Referral Network, that you go right now to massiveagentpodcast.com/referral. Fill out the application. If you qualify, we will send you an invitation to join the referral network and own and control and represent your market in the group. We have a dozen or so members right now, or claimed spots right now. There are 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 markets in the country. I don't know. So chances are your market's available. Excited to see you in there. Thanks for listening. Take care.